Hey everyone, Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'm showing you how to make these decadent, dirty brownies. If you guys have been following along with the blog, well then first, thank you, and second, you already probably caught today's announcement that Zach and I are expecting a baby at the end of November. We are really excited and have been doing a lot to prepare for this, but I've also been doing a lot of eating recently, like a lot of eating. Recently, one of my absolute favorite things to snack on is these dirty brownies. So I thought that since I was sharing the news of the baby today, I would also share one of my current favorite pregnancy cravings. These dirty brownies are loaded with peanut butter cups and Oreos. They're super rich and they are super, super good. This is an old recipe, so you might have seen it before, but today I'm going to be sharing how to make it in your own kitchen. Now the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you are going to need 12 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter. Now to the butter, we're going to add 3/4 cup of natural, unsweetened cocoa powder, and we are also going to add 1 2/3 cups of granulated sugar. You want to stir these together until everything is nicely combined. This is looking pretty good, so we're going to add a tablespoon of water and just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're also going to be adding 2 large eggs plus 1 large egg yolk. Now you want these to be at room temperature because we're using melted butter and we don't want to shock that butter. We want everything to be room temperature so that our ingredients combine really nicely. You'll also notice that we're adding the extra yolk. As I said, we're adding this yolk because it's going to help make these brownies nice and fudgy. Now stir everything together until it's completely combined. Once you have everything nicely combined, we're going to set this chocolate mixture aside and you're going to need a separate medium-sized bowl. We're going to combine 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And just stir everything together until all the dry ingredients are completely combined. Now at this point, we can also go ahead and prep our Oreo cookies. You're going to need a total of 15 cookies for this recipe, plus a few extras to eat while you're making this recipe, obviously. But for now, we're only going to need 12. You can go ahead and pop these in a Ziploc bag, and then I like to use a rolling pin just to smash them up a bit. You want them broken up into pieces, like bite-sized pieces. You don't want these to be fine crumbs. Okay, set those Oreo pieces aside for a minute. Let's head back to our batter. We are going to now add our flour mixture to our chocolate mixture and just stir until that's completely combined. Now let's stir in our broken Oreo pieces. All right, now we can assemble and bake these dirty brownies. So what you're going to need now is you're going to need a 9x9 baking pan, and you can just grease and flour this, but I actually like to line mine with parchment paper. It just makes it easy to remove the brownies from the pan and cut them once they've cooled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about half of this batter into the baking pan, and you'll want to spread this evenly into the pan. Now we need our peanut butter cups. You're going to need 16 full-size peanut butter cups for this recipe. You want to make sure you unwrap them, and we're going to arrange them in 4 rows of 4 across our first layer of brownie batter. Now we're going to just gently nestle each peanut butter cup into that brownie layer so that it's nice and snug in there and mostly covered with the batter already. Now one thing I like to do is, because these peanut butter cups can be a little bit fragile and prone to breaking, I like to pop them in the freezer before I even start making this recipe. It makes them a little more firm and a little less likely to break under your fingertips. Now we're going to cover all of these Reese's cups with the remaining half of our brownie batter. Of course, you're going to want to smooth this out so you have a nice even topping. Remember those 3 additional cookies that we saved from earlier? Well, now we're just going to use our hands to crumble them over the surface of this brownie batter. And you can just drop the cookie pieces. I like to kind of strategically place them just so they look a little bit prettier. We'll take these brownies over to our 350 degree Fahrenheit oven, where they're going to need to bake for about 35 minutes. You'll want to let these dirty brownies cool in the pan before you dig in. But once you're ready to dig in, because we use the parchment paper, it's really easy to just lift the brownies out and slice them that way. Don't these look amazing? You can see that peanut butter cup in every bite. You've got all of these Oreo cookie pieces, and the brownie itself is nice and rich and fudgy. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you try this one out, please let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I need a bigger bite than that. These are so good. Even if you're not pregnant. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's dirty brownie recipe video, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, if you enjoyed today's recipe, here are a few others you might like as well.